Hello, in this video we are just gonna quickly go through some updates I have made to our AI FPL bot for the 2023-2024 FPL season. So the updates I made since I made our previous video is basically I just started on the AI FPL bot Python code. So we have made some basic adjustments. We have included our GPT-4 chatbot that we can talk to about FPL. I have fed some information to the FPL bot, so it now knows all the FPL rules for the upcoming season, with all the things it needs to know about point systems, bonus points, transfers, and all that stuff, right? And we have created a file so it can load the 3 first game weeks of the Premier League 2023-2024 season. So in this video, I thought we just have a chat with the AI FPL bot. And we're gonna test it out, ask some questions. We're gonna ask if Mo Salah here is essential to the first 3 game weeks. So let's just head over to the code and let's fire up our AI FPL bot. This is how we are so far come on the Python code. So it's basically pretty simple now. We have one function and that is open and we can read some files in our path. We have the ChatGPT function here with the GPT-4 0613 model. So that's basically the newest model and we are using function calling. I'm gonna explain that later if you are interested. But what I wanted to show you is the system prompt I have made for our bot. So I have given it this role that it's kind of like a data analysis expert and has a deep understanding and love for Fantasy Premier League FPL. As an expert in football, particularly in the English Premier League, you have an intimate understanding of FPL mechanics and leverage this expertise to monitor, analyze, and report player performance. You enjoy staying on top of the latest football, yeah. So you see, we have given this role and persona that the chatbot is kind of like an FPL and data analysis experts. So how we learned it, the rules, pretty simple. We just go FPL rules. I fed it in here all the FPL rules it needs to know. So that's player prices, wildcards, chips, point systems, and everything, right? And I gave it some data on the previous season in FPL. So I fed in all the expected goals right? Expected goals from last season and expected goals against. So that's kind of some good stats to have, right? And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the system prompt for now. We might change this up as we go. So let's just open up our terminal here. So this is not going to be any fancy UI. We're just going to run it in the terminal. So the first thing I wanted to do is just read the game week text file I've given it. So basically what is happening here is that it's gonna, you can see here, it's just gonna read our game week 1, 2, and 3, right? So it knows what kind of game weeks is coming up. And then I want to ask it, good, looking at the first game weeks, what teams should we target based on the last season? So here I just wanted to see if it can kind of look at the expected goal data from last season, look at the game weeks from the 3 first game weeks from this season, and come up with some good ideas what kind of teams we should pick for. I'm not going to ask about players now because I think we need prices. I need some way to feed in those prices. I kind of want an API because I don't want to do all of this manually. So I'll be on the lookout for a good API to find the prices. So that is something I'm going to be working on later. So what I hope is, I kind of like Liverpool here. I like United. Of course, City has to be in there. I guess Brighton starts home at Luton. And we have Arsenal. Hopefully, it's going to pick those teams. Maybe, yeah. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so based on the XG and XG against from last season, the following teams should be targeted for the first few game weeks. Yes, Manchester City, nice. Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Brighton. I'm happy with that. So what is it saying here? So they had the highest XG and lowest XG against. They play against Burnley, which okay, so they are has a good opportunity to score goals and keep a clean sheet. Liverpool, they had the second highest XG last season, suggesting a potent attack. They faced game week in Chelsea in game week 1, which could be a challenging match, but their attacking prowess might help them score goals. Okay, yeah, that's decent. They had decent XG and XG last season, indicating a balancing team. They face Nottingham Forest, which could be an opportunity. Yeah, score goals. Newcastle, Brighton. I think these are some good picks. Villa in game week 1. So it looks like it's only looking at game week 1. Let's ask about... What about the first 3 game weeks? Because I think I kind of miss looking at the first game week. I think it just looked at the first game week. I want to look at the first 3 game weeks, right? So let's see if it changes up something here now. Because Brighton, they have Wolves away and they have West Ham home. That's not so bad. City should be in there. What else should be in there? Liverpool. Oh, Liverpool have a tough game in game week 3, right? Arsenal should definitely be in there. They have Fulham at home, Palace away. Yeah, they should be there. Newcastle. No, they should not be there because they have Liverpool and City. So it's gonna pick... I guess they are looking at... yeah, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. I don't know about Newcastle though. I'm not so happy about that. I'm gonna ask, is Newcastle really a good pick? It seems very bad. Their strong defense might help them keep the scores low. That's true, but that's not so good for FPL, is it? I think maybe I should have done... I haven't tried this before. Okay. Let's think about this. And only looking at what teams could get the most FPL points for the first 3 game weeks. Let's try that. Because I want to see if I am doing something wrong here when I'm asking. It might think that I'm asking just about how will they do in the matches. But I'm looking for FPL points, right? Should show, yeah, they could potentially do well in their first match of the new season. Yeah. So it doesn't really look like it's looking at FPL points here. Because that is what we are looking at, right? Okay, this looks better. When considering potential FPL points, we need to look at, okay. So now we have City, Arsenal, Brighton, Liverpool, and Tottenham. The relative, yeah, much better, much better. I like this much better because these relative easy fixtures could be good results with FPL points, right? So Brentford, Fulham, and Bournemouth in the first 3. Yeah, I like that pick. And City, of course. Yeah. Yeah, much better. So, what I wanted to ask next was kind of... so, I want to ask about... let me see here. What type of FPL players usually gets the most points? So, I just want to know if the bot has some kind of understanding of what type of fantasy players usually gets the most points. I would say like attacking midfielders maybe, and offensive defense, maybe some good strikers. We'll see. Penalty takers, maybe. Yeah, set piece. Okay. So attacking midfielders, yes. Midfielders play in advanced roles. Yeah, that's good. Goal scoring forwards. Defenders and goalkeepers from team with strong defense. I kind of was expecting attacking defenders. Okay. Set pick takers, consistent starters, player from top teams. Yeah, can't really argue with that. So I wanted to follow up with let's see if I have this question here. So is Mo Salah 12.5 a must-have for the first 3 game weeks? Oops. So Mo Salah priced at 12.5, one of the most consistent performance in FPL, top scorer in previous seasons. Looking at Liverpool's fixtures, Chelsea, Bournemouth, Newcastle. Highly for Salah to score highly, yeah. However, whether Salah is a must-have depends on several factors. Budget, 12.5. Form. So if he's playing well and scoring in pre-season, it could be an indication of performance. Okay. Rotation risk. Regular starter, yeah, that's good. Captaincy. If you plan to make Salah your captain, which means his points are doubled, it could justify his inclusion despite high cost. Yeah, I agree with that. Interesting. So I wanted to do one final question, like if I have it. On a scale from 0 to 100, how important is he for the first 3 game weeks? So I wanted to see if the bot can give me like a percentage or like a number of how important is he, or should we pick him over X player like a Haaland? On a scale from, I would say his importance is around 75. Okay. The rating takes this into account. Fixtures, Salah's role, key player for Liverpool. Consistency, yes. Considers budget constraints, other options. Yeah, that's true. I feel, yeah. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is a good start to our bot. We got some work to do, of course. But from now, I think we got the rules set down. I think it kind of understands how the game works. Now we just need quality data. I want to get XG from players. Maybe we're going to feed in some preseason stats. Yeah, we'll see how we take this. But I think this is a good start. And if you want to follow along, give me a like maybe on this video. Give me a sub and much more to do. We're going to analyze players, defenders, midfielders, keepers. We're gonna look at prices and everything when we have all the data. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next one.